Young and dynamic farmerpreneurs of India, solar power for education, US Navy SEAL special bonding with Bollywood, and much more on this week's Campus News, brought to you by VUTV. I'm your host Prithviraj, and welcome to Campus News. Alright, first up, we have some news pertaining to COVID-19 as India sees a major rise in COVID cases with well over 50,000 cases on an average being recorded every day since a week. And this has caused students to create an outrage on social media as they're in a fix as to whether or not they'd head back to their educational institutions, which, as we had informed earlier, are now gradually opening across the nation. It is now completely up to states as to whether or not they let these educational institutions function once again normally. Project SuryaKiran, undertaken by an educational empowerment organization founded by Mr. Sanvil Srivastava, is making education accessible to all the rural kids by devising a mobile computer lab which can very well accommodate 6 to 7 kids at one time and is equipped with a demo computer, laptops and Wi-Fi connection. With this model, Mr. Srivastava is poised to restructure the existing education model in order to include the excluded and help out those kids who are faced with the threat of not being educated at all. Academic Ranking of World Universities 2020, also called as Shanghai Ranking, has for the very first time placed India's Aligarh Muslim University in its list. In the national list, Aligarh Muslim University stands in top 10 with VIT. The government's draft new education policy released in May 2019 suggests increasing spending on education from the existing 10% of the total government expenditure to 20% by 2030. However, we now understand that there is no funding to facilitate for such a massive increase in the current education budget. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic fiasco, Karnataka government was recently compelled to suspend physical sessions for classes 6 to 9 students of Bengaluru. In fact, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh joined the four of states which have indefinitely suspended physical sessions for students in the wake of rise in COVID cases. Unlike previous year, when CBSE had slashed about 30% of their syllabus for class 9 to 12 students in order to make up for the loss caused by COVID-19, this academic year, however, there'll be no such reduction of syllabus. Alright, it's now time for some special news. Over 500 kids of Punjab's Mansa district have turned farmerpreneurs. You heard that, right? And we have to tell you, they're very successful at it as well. These kids are growing organic vegetables in their school grounds, and it's reported that during their midday meals, they're consuming the same school-grown organic vegetables. It's now time for some sports news. India beat England in their third and final encounter to clinch a 2-1 ODI series victory. It's now time for the picture of the week on the Campus News, and this week's picture is straight from the streets of Rourkela, Odisha, where you can see sisters and NGO workers who've taken up the responsibility to educate kids from slums who cannot afford to go to schools, especially after the wrath of COVID-19. Now, this right here, folks, is a very powerful message disseminated straight from the streets of Odisha. Alright, it's now time for the video of the week on the Campus News. This week's video is pretty special, folks, as it has already created waves on social media. It was uploaded by the Indian ambassador from US. It features US Navy band performing a Hindi song from the Indian movie SWADES. Check it out. That was it from this week's episode of the Campus News. If you enjoyed the content of this week, hit the like button, of course, and share this video with all your friends. Let them know about all these special features from this week. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel VUTV by Vijay Bhumi on YouTube. VUTV by Vijay Bhumi. Do not forget, I'll see you soon. This is Prithviraj signing off. Take care.